So, lenses. No. Lights. Hello, this is a part 2. This is going to be the second part of last week's video. Last week I did all of my camera gear that's on my shelves. This week is going to be a much shorter video because I'm going to be talking about my lighting setup. All of my lighting stuff, which at the moment kind of fits into my bag. Not really, but kind of. First light that I ever bought is this really small ring light. It's a light that you can stick onto the front of your lens, not this one because I'm using my SINY lens at the moment, but most lenses you can just stick it onto the front of with these adapters kind of a thing. I'll get them out actually. What you do is you get one of these adapters, screw it onto the front of your lens, you slot the big metal ring inside the grooves, and then it just clicks into place like that, and then you've got the ring light. It's not a very stable ring light, and then the cable for it plugs into a battery which you can put at the bottom of your camera, in between your tripod and your camera. The issue with this light is that the power bank runs on AA batteries, and I accidentally left the batteries in the power bank for a couple of months or maybe probably closer to like a year without using it, and the batteries leaked all the acid, meaning I had to throw out the actual power part of it. However, I'm keeping my light because it runs off AC power, which is fairly common. This my first light is. Moving on. So my next light is the Aperture MC. It's a nice nifty little light to have in your camera bag, just if you're going on a small trip and you just need that extra little bit of light, or if you're doing like long exposure and you want to play around with the lighting, or if you're just needing a third or fourth light source somewhere as like a practical light in the background, like if you just wanted to light up the background a little bit like that, wanted to have a little bit of light in the background, that's what that light is really great for. On top of that, it's also got your standard camera gear screw width there, so you can screw it onto a tripod or you can screw it onto a light stand, and you can plop it up as its own light source. Let me just turn it on. Ooh, that's bright. You can dim it down or brighten it up depending on how bright you want it, and then you can also click the button and then you can make it warmer. Not sure if that's coming out there. There you go. Make it warmer, or you can make it colder in terms of what kind of light it is. Wait. Hello YouTube. Jack didn't do all of his research. I'm just talking about the Aperture MC, and what I didn't know at the time of recording, but literally not a day after recording I saw an advert for it showing you how to access all of the other lights effects on it. So you turn it on and then you can press the button and then scroll it to turn down the density. You press it again and then you can change how warm or how cold the light is. But then if you hold it down, you can change it to the color wheel, and you can scroll through all of the different colors of the rainbow, which is absolutely amazing. I didn't know that. And you can, if you want a different color light for whatever reason, if you want if you want the effect of a particular light, you can just use that, and it's so cool. And there's a couple of effects on it as well. Like there's like a firework effect which just goes through all of them as if the fireworks. There's a faulty bulb one where it's like you put it up here and it acts like a bulb which just ain't working. Turn it off before it gets too flashy for people. But yeah, so there's loads of different effects. I won't go through them all today because this isn't a review video. This isn't a video about the MC. But yeah, so I just thought I'd put that in here, that this also has a lot of other effects and colours that you can use instead of just warm light and cold light. So yeah, back to the video. In the pack that you get it with, it also comes with a nice big diffuser, so it's a little bit less harsh on skin tones if you're shooting humans, if you're shooting people. Diffusers are also really good for those who don't know what a diffuser is. Diffusers are also very good for widening a light, instead of it seeing like there's just like loads of different individual beams of light, particularly with LEDs, because that's how LEDs work. It is just like individual light sources. A diffuser kind of merges it to make it seem like it's one bigger source of light, like the sun would be, to make it seem a bit more natural. So yeah, overall, very good light. It's my newest light in my kit. very happy that I got it. Very, very happy that I got it. Moving on to something which isn't necessarily a light itself, but it's integral when you're working with light. And again, this is something that I believe everyone should own, whether you're a photographer or a filmmaker. This is something that everyone should have in their arsenal just because of how handy it is. So, you've probably seen all these before. It's a nice big diffuser in and of itself. My bracelet has just fallen off. Like, I'm using my window at the moment, and if the light was just a bit too bright and a bit too harsh on my skin, I'm just gonna move you forwards a little bit. I could put this diffuser behind it, and that makes it a lot nicer of a light. To be honest, that kind of works like that. I might start using that, to be honest. That's actually a lot nicer on my skin. So this is what it's like with the diffuser in front of my light source, and this is what it's like without the diffuser there. So as you can tell, it's a lot nicer on my skin when the diffuser's there, just to make it a little less harsh, a little bit more complementary for a person's skin. At the moment, I'm talking about it, so I can't use it, so I'm just gonna have to deal with a little bit harsher of a light. So on top of it being a diffuser, it's just a diffuser in both directions, because that's how diffusers work. You need light to pass through it. It also comes with this 3-in-1 kind of a 4-in-1 kind of a thing. So on this side, it's got a nice big warm light reflector. So if you wanted to reflect light, but you want it to be nice and warm, nice and like golden colour, this is what you do. Unzip it, drape it over the diffuser, and you zip it all up. I've intentionally kept this tab out, like there's a little tab here, and the reason I keep that out is so you can hang it on something easier. What this does is it reflects the light. As you can see, it's already reflecting. So if I put it next to my face here, as you can see, it's reflecting the light. And what that does is it creates a warmer tone to the reflection of the light. On the other side, this is just another diffuser. So if you wanted to get that extra layer of diffusion, and then the other side of the, I don't know, fabric that you put over it, the curtain, I guess, for it. Colder light reflector, so it's silver instead of gold, meaning the colour of the reflected light is going to be closer to a white or a blue kind of a colour, a lot colder colours. So you've got options when it comes to this. And then on the other side is just a complete black spot to just kill the light. If you're filming with a white wall and you want to make sure the light doesn't reflect off the white wall and hit you and create light where you don't want it, you would put just this black thing there to make sure the light doesn't bounce off it. It's just entirely black and it just kills all the light. So in short, it's a diffuser, light blackout, and light reflector for both warm and cold tones all in one. Nice and easy way to get rid of it. You just grab it on opposite ends of the circle and then just twist your hands in opposite directions, and it turns into a small circle which you can put away in the pack. Now, I'm not sure where we got this from, because this was my dad's before mine. My dad is a photography hobbyist. He enjoys photography, which is where I kind of picked it up. So this was his before I started using it. I'm not 100% sure where I got it from, but you can find loads of these on Amazon or eBay or wherever you go to get camera gear. There's probably a chance that you could probably get one of these online somewhere with all of the additional things in that curtain that I showed you. I'm gonna put this here because I really liked how that looked on my skin. I thought that looked yeah, I'm gonna keep that there. The final lights are the ones that came with this bag. It came with the bag came with the lights. It's the Releno. I'm gonna say Releno. They're just basic umbrella lights. Really cheap, really affordable umbrella lights. You get 2 lights in the pack and it's 3 components to each light. The first component is your basic light stand. It's a basic tripod style light stand where you unscrew the legs, then you've got the extension of the actual neck itself. Then you've got the umbrella of the light. As you can see, it's corded. It'll be a lot more difficult if you want to take it out and about, but for studio work, which is what I bought them for, it's fine. All of these metal lines come out and you lock this into place like so, just using this ring in the center. You just push it straight on, and this is where the bulb would sit, and you've got a nice big reflective area which shoots out the light in the direction that you want it to go. The other component for the actual umbrella itself is the diffuser. Just like all umbrella lights, it comes with a diffuser. As I said before, to make it seem like it's just one big beam of light instead of a bulb with a load of reflectors around it. And that's good to make sure the light is consistent on your subject's face and not just one central point and then it like differs throughout the subject. You want to make sure it's consistent. And then you've got the bulbs as well. These lights do not run on LEDs, unfortunately. They run on standard bulbs, energy saving bulbs, like the twizzly looking ones, and all you do is twist it into place and then it's ready to go. You just need to plug it in, turn it on at the switch of the actual light, and then you're good to go. One second, let me just tilt you actually a little bit higher so you can actually see my face. With it not being an LED light, it's going to get overheated very, very quickly after a long period of shooting, meaning if you are doing a long period of shooting, you're going to want to give it a bit of time to cool down before setting it down. Luckily, I'm using my dining room as a kind of studio, meaning I can just leave them up until we need to use it as an actual dining room. If you're looking for a softbox and you're looking for one that you can set up as soon as you've done shooting, you can set it back down no matter how long you've been shooting for. And a light where it's not an LED might not be the way you want to go for. You might want to go for aperture lights, because aperture lights do a lot of LED stuff, and a lot of other companies do LED stuff as well, so keep that in mind if you're looking for lights. But yeah, so that is the end of this week's video. I've intentionally made it a lot shorter, and it was going to be shorter anyway because I'm covering a lot less gear in this video, but now that is all of my gear, from my cameras to my lenses to my lights, as you can see. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Next week I'm going to be talking about product photography, and I'm going to be using the stuff that I have at my disposal currently to do a lot of creative product photography. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. Found this a little bit interesting, I guess. That's what I'm hoping these videos are. I hope they're interesting. I hope you find them enjoyable. And I will catch you guys later. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Oh yeah, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.